Hey everybody, Dave with Wisconsin Outlook. Today I just wanted to start a new video series that I'm still not sure what the name is going to be, but I definitely want to do like a weekly video that's not just me fishing, that I'm going to talk about like tips for fishing or how I fish or just like a discussion type video. So today I wanted to talk about preparing your gear because it's going to frost tonight in Appleton and there's been some snow falling in Wisconsin today. So really this is when you want to start preparing your gear, because if you find something wrong with it now, and you have time to fix it at least. So I've been working on my auger recently, just making sure everything's good on it, changing the diaphragm and making sure it runs good. I just replaced the spark plug, and so I'm just adjusting the carburetor and stuff like that. But so make sure you check your spark plugs. If you have an auger that, like a propane auger or something, make sure you have the oil changed already. Make sure that you just give it an overall look down, make sure you're not leaking gas, put new gas in it, start it up, make sure you're all good for the season. Sharpen your auger blades, because nobody likes to go out and have dull auger blades. It just makes everything harder. Like, I start off the season using a 6-inch hand auger. I'll use that until about 8 inches of ice or so, and then I'll switch over to my 10-inch Jiffy 30, and then I'll use that for the rest of the season. Make any repairs that you have to, like take a look over your rods, your case for your rods, your shack, just about anything possible. Look it over, do repairs, make sure you're ready to go, because you don't want to find a mouse hole in your shack come December when we're already fishing. My next project that I plan on working on is called a Smitty sled for my one-man shack. Basically what that is 2 skis with 2x6s on top of them on their side, and then a couple 2x4s connecting them, and basically your shack just sits on top of it. You only have these 2 small points of contact. It makes it really easy to pull your shack around, because I plan to be chasing poigan walleyes on foot this year. So I'm going to be really mobile if I want to keep up with them. Another thing you should be possibly looking at doing right now is, if you don't have an insulated shack, get something to insulate it and put it in there, because you'll be saving yourself a lot of money in propane for heating it, and you may not even need your heater if it's already insulated. It's also a good time to start planning your season. I spend a tremendous amount of time just looking up lakes and trying to find new lakes for me to fish. So what that really entails is going onto Google Maps, finding small bodies of water, and then finding the names of those small bodies of water, finding their maps for them, contour maps. You can find them in like contour map books. They sell those off everywhere. You can find it on the Navionics app. You can find it on the Wisconsin DNR's website if all else fails. And just kind of look at those maps, see if it has what you're looking for structure or size of lake, because you have to fish a lake that you are able to fish practically with how you like to fish. If you want to chase fish all day on poigan, unless you want to walk around a lot like me, then you're going to have some sort of vehicle driving on there, a 4-wheeler, snowmobile, or later in the year maybe your regular vehicle automobile for that. And then you can go onto forums like LakeLink. That I use that. You really have to dig, but if you can go back like 8 to 20 pages, You can find a few nuggets that will help you out, but you know, some people don't post the truth on there, so you should really also go with your gut. A great example from last year for me was that I went to the lake that I was fishing. I kept catching those big bluegills on last year and a few crappie. That was my first time this past year fishing it, and I found it because I was looking at a larger lake that was nearby, but it was so large that I wasn't sure if I wanted to really go out and fish it, since I'm not too comfortable about driving my vehicle on the ice, and I don't have a four-wheeler or a snowmobile or somewhere to even put those things. And so I was looking around, I found this lake, and it's a under 300 acre lake, and it goes down to like 40 feet. It's got some decent structure to it. Basically, it consists of two bowls, pretty much. A deep bowl that goes down to 40 feet, and there's a hump or two on the edge, and some kind of steady drop-offs and stuff, and some sharp drop-offs there. But then it has a smaller little plateau next to it that is only about 10 to 13 feet, and I thought, wow, that looked really awesome for fish, because I'm used to fishing pretty shallow lakes, and these bluegills and crappies and perch, that's about the area that they like to just sit around and look for bugs and stuff. And if that bottom is muddy, then I'm probably going to get on some fish. Well, I went onto Lake Link, and people were saying that they would only get crappies in like 20 feet of water. And so I trusted that, and I went out there, and I spent half the day looking around in 20, 30, 40 feet of water for these crappies. This wasn't exactly early ice, but it wasn't super mid-ice either yet. And so I spent half the day looking at that, and I didn't mark a single fish in that area. I went back to that place that I saw and I thought looked good, and I caught many gills and those crappies and a couple of perch. And that was that first video that I posted of that lake, and I just love that lake now, and now I know how to fish it. So really trust your instincts too, people. You can screw yourself up by second guessing. Another point that I want to stress is don't be afraid to go out on new lakes. I mean, you're going to have days that you're not going to catch fish no matter what, and you just might find your next little gem of a lake that you catch your big gills or your big walleyes or, pike, perch, crappie, whatever. And so something that used to restrict me was that I was afraid to not catch fish. But I know that eventually I'm not going to catch a fish one day, and so there's no point in being afraid of not catching a fish. It's not like I keep fish very often. I keep fish maybe 3 times a year. So it's not that big of a deal for me. And in some of the resources you can find stocking information for those lakes. You can find the netting surveys that they do, or the shock boat surveys. You can kind of get an estimate of how these lakes are doing. And the DNR does that netting and stuff, and that can be pretty helpful at times, and especially the stocking lists can be really helpful. This is also a good time to get out your warm gear, make sure that it fits you properly, because some of us put on a little bit of weight as time goes on. Me personally, I'm actually good. I lost some weight since last year, so my gear actually fits better than before. Since I got it, gained a little bit of weight, and now I've lost some weight. So it actually fits really well. Make sure that your clothes are clean, because you don't realize how smelly they can get, especially like your outerwear, like your bibs and your jacket. Once you get some fish slime on there and you put it away for the season and you open up that toad, it can smell really bad. So there's also some preventative maintenance there of washing it before you put it away. But you can also wash it now too. If you're planning on taking a guided trip, make sure you get those booked right now, because some of those guides get full really fast. Me and my family are planning on doing a whitefish trip on Green Bay this year, so I'm planning on getting that in within the next couple of weeks, hopefully. And I'm also planning a few different trips. Like, I'm going to the Ice Junkies meet and greet this year over in Chippewa Flowage, and so that's about 2.5 to 45-minute drive for me. So I need to make sure that my vehicle is performing well to make sure that I can get there and back alright. And then I'm trying to plan fishing with my nephews too, because they like to go ice fishing too, and I have a buddy who's holding a little bit of a tournament for us on part of the Wolf River, so we get a lot of northerns there last year, so I'm going to try and get them along too, and hopefully they'll have a lot of fun. There's other kids there too, so they should have fun. So that's pretty much going to do it for this video. What do you guys think of me doing this series? I definitely think I want to do it, but I don't want to do it if you guys don't want it. So just tell me what you think of it. Maybe give me some suggestions for topics. I do have a couple ideas of like ice safety. I did this one about getting prepared, or I could go in depth more about how to find lakes. Maybe show you some of my equipment that I'm using this year. Just let me know, and I'll try to work that into a video as best as I can. So I'll see you guys in the next video. And before I forget, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me out and lets me know that you guys are listening, you want to see what I'm creating. I mean, if there's nobody watching my videos, I'd still create them, because I do like making the videos and showing my friends and family, but just let me know if you like it by clicking the like button and subscribing.